Every other AI CRM points its AI at the same job to push deals through the pipeline faster. But a new CRM called Folk points it at the relationship first, at the actual people that your team is trying to sell to. And that's one reason that it stayed so useful for me instead of going stale like every other CRM before. So if I go to the Chrome web store, I add the extension, I'm able to go directly into LinkedIn and find a contact, let's say somebody like Mark Zuckerberg, and either add them directly from here, or I can click their widget and add their contact here. I added this contact in about 4 seconds without even touching my keyboard. Automatically, it fills in their name, their role, and any email that's associated with that specific person. So the pitch here is very specific: relational intelligence, not pipeline management. It's for teams running sales on leads and clients where the AI keeps people warm at scale instead of just moving them down a funnel. I ran this test for a couple weeks and I want to answer 3 questions. First, who's this for? Second, whether this AI actually keeps your relationships warm. And third, one limit that I'd want to put on before moving my entire team onto it. So historically, most CRMs grew up around a pipeline. Things like Salesforce that grew up on tracking deals, HubSpot that grew up on tracking marketing leads, and the contact was always the secondary stage in that pipeline. So when companies like Salesforce and HubSpot started adding AI onto everything, they got a faster lead scoring or auto updated stages, but it still starts with questions of how do I use this AI to build relationships? So that's why I'm partnering with Folk on this video, because Folk starts with the relationship and they let the pipeline bend how your team is selling. So in practice, you can see here I have different contacts. Each carries their unique history across emails and calendars and notes that are shared by default, so the whole team works off of one memory. And this AI is aimed at keeping leads and clients warmer longer rather than just advancing them to a stage and actually moving people through the different stages from lead to qualification without making it just feel like you're checking a box. And it's specifically built for teams whose revenue rides on relationships. So agencies, consultancies, startups, VCs. So let's say that I'm prospecting this customer and I have a 4-second ad where I can take them on folkX and add them plus the enrichment. So I can add what channels they're doing, the different items, let's say a close date, any sort of company information. I can say when is his birthday. I can add those information items in there, but folks actually putting these in here for me. And when it's automatically added, you can see I've added it. It'll go to the rest of the team so they'll be able to see my contact inside of Folk. And the enrichment fills in the public details, the name, the company, the roles, the location, the emails from the profile and public signals. But this also works off of a plain email address too. So a team can drop a list of leads into Folk and Folk will build the actual records for them. So enrichment brings in the public facts, and then a magic field is any custom field that you can create and have AI fill in from every contact, like a 1-line icebreaker or a quick summary of what the account does. Public data. So if I go into the fields down here, I open whatever contact that I want to talk to, Mark Zuckerberg. I'm going to go into a new field. I'm going to add these little star icons, and then I'm going to create the auto magic field that I want to include. The real win is that your team doesn't have to type everything by hand to make sure that these are updated databases. The big claim here is that the AI built into the Folk backend can keep people warm once they're in your ecosystem. Let's talk about that next. Let's start talking about the AI follow-ups, how to keep these assistants warm. There's a couple different ways I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go into the follow-up assistant because sales teams always seem to have issues with when a new lead comes in, making sure that they do follow-ups consistently or follow-ups every so often to make sure that people are getting contacted when they're supposed to. This is where we can prove the claim of relationship building. Plenty of other tools say that they're relational AIs, and what they mean is that there's a chatbot that updates deal stages, while Folk's assistants are specifically pointed at relationships. If I wanted to set this up, I can connect my account, I can choose how many days I want people to follow up, and then I can hit it active. Research Assistant will pull context on a contact before every meeting. Recent activity, company news, a brief that you read in 2 minutes, turn this on and you have information about what the company does, their landing page, what their specific strategic priorities are right now. It'll scrape the web, it'll find the people that you're trying to work with based on the contacts and then autofill that information in the CRM so that you're able to read that very quickly. The recap assistant scans the notes and emails after an interaction and drafts a summary. When you have long client calls, it saves you time because it's able to take all that information and summarize it very quickly. After a meeting or an email, the assistant can fill in information about concerns or objections, the current sentiment, and the next clear actions. You have the ability to create your own. If there's something that you want to do, creating a specific email sequence or a draft that you want to be able to send out right away, you can create that as well. What's great about all of these assistants is that it's contextual. For something like a follow-up assistant, it's taking the information from your interaction and drafting a true follow-up, not just some generic email that's like, hey, it was great talking to you, buy my stuff. It's a specific tailored version of the conversation that you had. This AI lowers the cost for you and your team by keeping them warm across a lot of different people at once, which is the job that a relationship CRM is supposed to do in the first place. And pointing that AI directly at a relationship instead of a funnel stage is the part that folk will get right. At the beginning, I said there was one thing I wanted to talk about that might be a hindrance before you get your entire team on. The first thing is migrations. Folk has a really extensive way of bringing all of your tools into one place. It connects to your email, your calendar, the folkX extension on Chrome, and thousands of other apps through Zapier and Make, and API access on the higher plans, which is solid for a growing team. And if you have a tool like HubSpot or Salesforce where everything has to be highly customizable, it's going to be a little bit of a lift to get over to Folk, but once you've got it, everything will connect no problem. Go over to settings and look at your connected accounts, WhatsApp, your Google account, and you have your connected Microsoft accounts. When you have things like follow-ups as an example, the follow-up assistant, it'll go into your specific Google, like whatever you allow for it to do, and it'll draft the response for you. It won't send anything, but it'll draft it for you. WhatsApp will be the same. It'll draft a response within WhatsApp, and then you'll be able to send it out. There's other integrations connect to LinkedIn or these different social profiles. You have your connection tools, Outlook, Google, Gmail. You have your automations, call recordings. So there's a lot of information here. You have your specific MCP things, Claude or ChatGPT or Perplexity. All of that is available. The second big thing that big teams need to think about when it comes to moving over to Folk is the reporting. So out of the box, you get dashboards, email analytics, and pipeline views, which cover most relationship-driven teams. And if you want to add in magic AI information into each of these leads, you can get granular information, but it's a little bit difficult for things like conversion by source or by reps, unless you have that built in directly into your magic AI. Fortunately, the way around it is an MCP, which Folk supports. So you can connect Folk to an AI assistant like Claude and ask them for custom reporting in plain language instead of waiting for a dashboard. So neither of the two things that I mentioned is a real deal breaker from the team standpoint, because Folk has built a way to get around those. Folk has a 14-day free trial, paid plans starting at $24 per member per month for the standard plan, and the premium plan, $48 per member per month. Who should use this tool? Use Folk when your team's revenue is running on relationships, agencies, startups, VCs, and sales teams working within those groups. And if you want the shared context plus the actual AI, keeping your people warm without building and babysitting every CRM yourself. The one-click capture and the relationship-first AI save the team time every single week. And the beautiful thing about it is it works the way that your team already does when they interact with people, instead of you asking your salespeople to work the way that the software wants them to. If you're interested in trying out Folk, I will link to them below. If this video was helpful, please leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.